Hi, I'm Andrew. Welcome to the channel. Today's idea is a curious one. It's very easy to set up, but allows you to explore quite a lot of sonic territory. We're effectively going to make a small instrument using Meld, and so you'll need Ableton Live Suite for this, using the Meld instrument, and we're going to combine it with Drift, and we're putting it into a rack with these 16 macro controls. We have some function that we can control and understand what's going on, but there's a lot of random elements here in the top 8 macros you can see on the screen here. Different positions, completely different sounds. We'll just have a listen to it quickly, then I'll show you how it works, and as always, if you want to, how you can build a track for your own music. So here's the rack, and I'll just show you what we have in here very quickly. We have, as I mentioned in the intro, we have these 8 macros here which allow different permutations of sound. You don't quite know what's going to happen when you turn a dial, and that of course opens up nicely when you want to use the randomize function here. Then we have some very simple stuff like the filter frequency, low pass, and the high pass here, and some resonance for the low pass, and an attack decay sustain release, and the volume. Now, everything on the bottom here has been excluded from randomization. So the only thing we can randomize are these 8 upper controls here. So let's have a look at what we have inside. So effectively what I've done is just really simple, really easy, and nothing sophisticated, but just a bit of fun really. And so we have Drift here, and I've mapped a lot of these parameters here to Drift randomly to these 8 controls. And I thought, well, what would complement Drift well? And Meld came to mind. So we have here Meld, and I've done the same thing here with Meld. I've just randomly mapped controls in there. There's a little bit of setup, but not too much. Some stuff with the matrix here, and also on Drift it's set up for some FM modulation. I like using FM on Drift, so it's set up like that. And and then you have effectively ways of generating completely random things. Now we'll have a go at a few random. I mean, I can move these, and straight away you'll start getting just movements, random positions. A bit slow, this one here. Let's perhaps go to let's try this one. Turn off the attack. And you never quite know, I say, what's going to come along. Or you can simply set this up. What I quite often do is I set this up to be a particular envelope shape. Maybe I wanted a snappy sound. Let's try that. Just want a snappy sound. We'll play a sequence here. and we just randomize. Only the 8 upper sounds are randomized. You can tweak them a bit. You never know what's going to happen, as I say. And we can do a bit of filtering and things. So that's it really. It's not sophisticated. It's a bit of fun really, just to mess around and find some quite interesting tones. Let's have a go at maybe something a bit more. I have here some snapshots I've saved. This one's set up for a pad sound, so we can randomize, see what happens. After a while, you do begin to realize which ones control what. But let's try one more. Let's try a couple more. Okay, anyway, I think it's understandable. It's not too complex. It's just really at randomizing these and seeing what tones we get out of. If we find a tone we like, we just create a new snapshot here, and then you can just flick through them. Go to the intro. You can then flick through them. Once you've saved them here, you also have to resave the rack. We'll come to this in the build. But effectively, you save your rack here, and that appears in your user library here. We'll have a look at that in the build. Okay, let's say nothing too complex. Let's have a look how it's put together. You're going to start with an instrument rack. You need to get one of those and drop it in on a MIDI channel. Then we'll open this up. I've kept my original rack, so I have my original names. Right click, rename them here if you want, or you can use my name, that's your choice. We'll need all 16, so we'll open those all up. So what we'll do first, we'll drop in Drift, and we'll set up Drift, and then we'll drop in Meld and do the same with that. So, okay. The first thing we need to do then is to go here and set this to 1:1. We'll keep the ratio at 1 here. That allows us to modulate the pitch of the oscillators here. Then we want to go to the second cycling envelope here and activate the cycling. And then we'll leave this one on Hertz, but we'll come back and use that for filter modulation. We also need to just double click this, set that to -6, and that should be everything. So we can now go in and map these very quickly. So I'll go through this letter by letter, and I think that's the easiest thing, but we'll do the easy ones first. So we have the low pass filter. We can map that here. The resonance, the high pass filter, and ADSR, attack, decay, sustain, and the release. Then this macro 16 is our volume here, which we'll also map. Now we'll just go through D and see what needs to be mapped to D. We need the type of low pass filter, this little button here. We also need oscillator 1 waveform here. For R now, we take this modulation amount down the bottom here for the filter, and the octave for oscillator 1. So that's done as well. For the I here, oscillator 1 shape, and this drift value at the back here, drift parameter. Take those. For F, we have the oscillator 2 waveform. gain of oscillator 1 here, and this cycling rate here for the envelope here. Take that. Now we have the T, which is oscillator 2 octave here, oscillator 2 gain here, and also the noise gain on this one here. So that's T. Now we have the I, and this is the detune value here for oscillator 2. N, this is the FM pitch modulation here. It's the amount of FM, and also this tilt here. Okay, now we have the last one, G, which is our LFO amount here. Okay, so that's everything done for drift. We can come out of there, out of the mapping. Now we go in here and press this little icon, and that gives us access to the chain. And we just need to get meld in now. Drop it, meld in. And here we also need to set some things up, so we'll go through very quickly. We're going to use this LFO here, but we're not going to change any of the shapes or anything. We're just going to use it as a basic sign. But we will go into our matrix. We're on A at the moment, so we need to set up A first. We'll set this one. We need to move this, because that then gives us this filter frequency, and we're going to connect this to LFO 1, and we'll just have a value of 10 there, and for the pan we'll have a value of 15. This one here, the detune, we need to set to 1, and this one we need to delete. Okay, those are the settings for A. We'll go to B now, and we'll do the same thing. We're just going to use LFO 1, but we're just going to put a little bit of pan on here. This one will also set to 1, and this one we will delete again. Okay, so that's set up. We'll come back and do the envelopes in a minute. Okay, is there anything else? Okay, so I think we can put the limiter on here. That's always useful. It's got a built-in limiter, so we'll activate that. We will now go and do our mapping, and this do the same thing again. We'll just go through letter by letter. But we'll start as always with the easy stuff. We'll start here with the low pass filter frequency, which is this. Oh, there's one thing we need to, we need to come out of here. This one we need to set to a high pass here. I set it to the MS2 high pass. Sorry, now we go back into the mapping, and we'll map this one here, this frequency, to the low pass as well. The Q, which is the resonance, to our resonance here. And then this high pass one here will map to the high pass. Now we have a few envelopes we have to do, so we'll start with A, and we'll just map ADSR here. So A, D, S, and finally the R. That's for the amp envelope for A, but we'll also do the same thing for B as well. So we'll take this one, A, D, S, and R here. Okay, and have we taken the volume? No, we haven't. So we'll take the volume here and map that here as well. So we have both volumes. Right, now we can go through the letters here. So we'll start with D, and this is the oscillator tone here, this one here, for A. So we'll take that one and map that here. Then we have R. This is oscillator B type, this box here. Map that there. Then we have our I, which is the oscillator amount. Now these have moved. I believe it's this one here. So we can check that hopefully by moving the type. It should come amount. Yes, that's correct. So that's correct. Then we have for the F, we have the LFO1 rate, which we get here, LFO1. So we're in A. We'll map that here to F. We also have oscillator B ratio here. We'll map that to F. And then for T, we have the voice spread. This control at the back. And for the second I, we have oscillator 1 type. And also the drive at the back here. Now we have N, which is the octave here for oscillator A, so this one here. And finally we have G, which is oscillator 1 decay, which I believe is this. It says amount at the moment. So let's have a look. Let's just map that to G just to make sure. And we're on I here. Which I? Yes, decay. Okay, so that's correct. Okay, so those are all mapped as well. So that's everything. I'll put up the screenshots now. There's 2 of them. Go through them. It's a little bit of work. And put the values in. Be careful with things like volume. Make sure that the volume levels are correct. And there's some gain, especially the drive and things here. So just be careful with those things that have a lot of gain. Make sure you get them correct. And everything should be okay. Yeah, it's a little bit of work. Sorry about that one, but hopefully it's worth it. And afterwards we'll meet together again and test the rack. It's okay, so we can hopefully now just try the rack. I'll just go to, as I say, we'll try a snapshot. Let's go with this one here. You save the rack here on this disk icon. That puts it into your user library. You'll find it then in here. Presets, instruments, instrument rack. Presets, instrument rack. You'll find it there. You can drop it into any project you want. Okay, so snapshots, you just create the macro positions you want, press new here, you get a new one. You have to then resave the rack again to capture those, otherwise they'll be lost. Let's try something here. See what we have. Seems to be working okay. Okay, as always, I hope this rack has been useful, or is useful for you, that you can use it in your music and have some fun. Thank you for watching, and take care.